For most archaeologists, the past is something to be carefully brushed away, studied, and cataloged behind glass. But for Dr. Gwyneth Franger, a professor at the University of London, history refused to stay buried. Drawn to the ancient fortifications of Wareham by a haunting medieval portrait, her meticulous academic life was upended by a mystery that defies science and spans centuries. Today, she steps out of the lecture hall to share her extraordinary journey, bridging the gap between modern reason and the living, breathing world of 11th century England. Dr. Franger, thank you for joining us. Could you begin by sharing a little about your academic background and what first drew you to archaeology?
Thank you for inviting me. My fascination with the past began when I was very young. While other children were content with fairy tales, I was captivated by museum exhibits and the stories behind ancient artifacts. That curiosity eventually led me to pursue archaeology at university and later a doctorate. Teaching at the University of London allows me to pass on that passion, but it's the fieldwork that truly fuels me. There's something profoundly moving about uncovering an object that hasn't been touched for centuries.
You spend your summers on digs. What is it about fieldwork that excites you most?
Fieldwork is unpredictable. You can spend weeks carefully excavating layers of soil, finding nothing but fragments, and then suddenly uncover something that changes your understanding of an entire period. It's humbling. Each discovery is a reminder that history is not abstract. It's tangible, layered beneath our feet, waiting to be revealed.
Your research often brings you to Wareham, a town with deep historical resonance. What drew you there in particular?
Wareham is extraordinary. Its fortifications and its role in shifting dynasties make it a place where the past feels unusually close. I was especially intrigued by a portrait I encountered there. It was said to depict the last descendant of a noble house dating back to Alfred the Great. The image was haunting, almost defiant, and I found myself compelled to learn more. That portrait became the spark for questions I couldn't set aside.
Without revealing too much, your story involves a storm and an extraordinary journey. How do you reconcile your scientific training with experiences that seem beyond explanation?
As an academic, I'm trained to seek evidence, to test and verify. But there are moments when reason falters, when events unfold that resist tidy categorization. Some might call it fate, others divine intervention. I've learned that not everything can be measured or cataloged. Sometimes the past reaches out in ways we cannot fully explain.
You've been described as someone caught between two worlds. How does that tension shape your choices?
It's a constant balancing act. Knowledge can be both a gift and a burden. When you see the threads of history, should you tug at them or let them be? Every decision carries weight, not just for oneself, but for those whose lives are entwined with yours. That tension never truly leaves you.
Many readers are fascinated by the idea of time travel. What do you think is its greatest allure?
Time travel is the ultimate act of empathy. To step into another era is to see the world through different eyes, to feel the hopes and fears of people long gone. It reminds us that history is not just a sequence of dates, it's lived experience, full of uncertainty, passion, and consequence.
Your work often places you in situations of intrigue and danger. How do you find the courage to face them?
Courage is rarely about fearlessness. It's about moving forward despite fear. I remind myself that the past and the future depend on choices made in the present moment. That thought steadies me when the path ahead is uncertain.
Finally, what do you hope readers take away from your journey?
That the past is never truly gone. It lingers in our traditions, our landscapes, even in the stones beneath our feet. And while destiny may seem fixed, there is always room for choice, for love, and for the possibility of change.